What's up guys, I'm Brian Kelly with Kelly Family Fitness, coming back to you today with a video about your serratus muscles. Now these muscles kind of lie almost on like the side of your rib cage, kind of like right in here. They wrap around your body and attach to your scapula, your shoulder blades. And the reason these muscles are important is because they actually help assist the scapula and the upward rotation they have to do when you get into shoulder flexion. So strong, healthy serratus equals strong, healthier shoulders. These are generally referred to as like boxer's muscles because they're commonly activated with like a punching type motion. They work even better if there's a little bit of an upward trajectory, and then you want protraction in the shoulder where they actually kind of like push apart, okay? So you'll see these muscles a little bit more active with some of your hollow motions, like a hollow plank position like you might see in calisthenics. But that's enough of that. I'm gonna show you a couple exercises today that'll help you make yours stronger and help you make your shoulders healthier. So stay tuned. Now, even if you're a big, strong person, you may be kind of sticky in your shoulders and weak in your serratus. So I think a nice place to start on these exercises is just a basic quadruped protraction. So this is kind of like a tabletop or a hand and knee position. And from this, my hands are sitting directly under my shoulders. It's easier to get in protraction with your tail tucked and your abs kind of pulled in toward your spine a little bit. You're going to lower your chest toward the floor without going into shrug. You don't want to elevate on these. You're just allowing your chest to drop and your shoulders to come together. Elbows are straight. And then I'm going to think about kind of pushing the ground away as far as I can on each rep. And then I'll come back together and then push the ground away. And this is a great way to learn how to use those muscles. I like it because it's very scalable too. You know, you could start in this position, maybe graduate to an incline push-up plank position where your hands are on an elevated surface and you're on your toes instead of your knees. You could learn it that way. It could gradually progress to a push-up plank where you're more parallel with the ground. And then there are a lot of people that do what you would consider a push-up plus, where they will execute a full push-up, but then instead of kind of finishing with their shoulders kind of stabilized, they're going to finish the motion protracting their shoulders, pushing their back at the end of each rep. So, abs are in, tail's tucked, all the way down, shoulders come together. As I come out of it, I push my shoulder blades apart. Back down, up and push apart, back down, push apart. And if you've never done those, they will surprise you. I don't care if you're a guy that can get 50 push-ups in a row, you will not get more than 20 of those push-up plus. They get really tough really quick. You'll be surprised not only the activation of your shoulders, but your core. There's even more going on with your triceps as you're executing that one. So I think this is a great way to learn how to add some serratus work into your routine. Got a couple more for you though. Now these muscles activate even better when there's not only protraction but also some elevation involved too. So in a rehab setting, sometimes I'll have people use these foam rollers. It's not mandatory. It will work without a roller. But the idea on this one is to almost set a plank position, this rectangle shape, almost like you're holding onto a box as you're doing your plank. It's a lot better position for your shoulders and for your serratus. So just a little pro tip for you. But if I add a little bit of protraction by thinking about like pushing away from this roller as far as I can, and then slowly add some elevation to it, this is another fantastic way to really learn to activate that serratus muscle. Now some people will be surprised in how little motion there is to be had here. You're probably not going to get into this full flexion motion. A lot of people will be sticky and find that to be able to hold their shoulders into this protraction, they're only going to be able to move this roller about 6 inches or so, and then they're just going to have to kind of stay in that range. But with time, as that muscle learns to function better and better, you will get more range out of that. It will work without the roller. You could do it even unilaterally if you wanted to, kind of protract by kind of like pushing that arm into the wall, and then slowly, while you're pushing into the wall, add a little bit of flexion to it, and just gradually work that straight arm motion up. Now, I want to try to stay pretty square to the wall as I do that, and I want to keep thinking about pushing away. So that's kind of the key to that one. Okay, these last two I'm going to show you I give clients regularly, and I use myself on a lot of shoulder days, back days, even like rehab recovery type workouts. I have 2 half-inch jump stretch style bands. It'll work with one, but you don't want too much tension too fast, and this motion kind of goes this way. So I like a 2-band setup where I can control the tension a little bit better than that. So 2-band setup, you take 1 band, you loop it through another. So I've got almost this T or this Y kind of setup. Then I take an end and I go through itself, and then when I pull snug, I have almost this like bowline type knot. You're thinking about pushing up, you want the arm to rise a bit and go into protraction to get the best activation out of the serratus. So I'm going to anchor this down low. And if I do it kind of under the J hook and under the bar, I can keep it down a bit. I'm going to stand inside of it. I'll grab the ends almost like they're handles, and then my elbows can go right inside the band as well. From here, I can step out to add as much or little tension as I want. Now, remember, we're trying to protract, and it's easier with a little bit of like hollow. So we're going to kind of tuck tail and draw the abs in tight. I want to think kind of like neutral grip chest press position, and like I'm trying to wrap my arms around the biggest tree I've ever seen. So I'm going to go up and around and then hug together and back. Drawing my abs in, pushing my back away from me, pushing my back away from my hands, and keeping my core real tight. I like them with higher reps, so 10 to 15 rep sets, and I promise you'll feel this, especially if you tie them in with like a hollow exercise like a flutter kick. Last one I'm going to show you. All you need is a little mini band. So it's like a hip circle. You don't want one that's very heavy. This is almost too heavy. It's like right on the border. And again, when I do this, I'm almost going to try to make this kind of like plank, holding onto a rectangle, holding onto a box position with my arms. So we're going to go from external rotation, where I'm going to externally rotate. I want my forms to be just about parallel, and I'm going to raise and push my back away at the same time. And then back down. And it's almost like this gunslinger position where I stay like this. I don't extend my elbow back down. I don't press at the end of it. I'm kind of trying to hold this 90 in my elbow, constant tension to the outside of the band with a lift. So it's this ER, this external rotation with serratus lift. And these are just terrible. They hurt. 3 sets of 15 reps will cook you, or at the very least get your shoulders super heated up and ready for some good workouts. So thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. You can always leave your comments in the bottom. I'll answer any questions. Make sure you like and subscribe. It supports the channel. Have a great day.